This podcast will just take you on a brief tour of the Early Childhood Education and Care Settings Moodle site. You'll see some things that look familiar to you across your Moodle courses: the information block, the communication block, and the assessment block. Please start with the information block and go through all those links there. You'll see a welcome message video, there's course contact information so that you can contact staff, the link to the course profile, which is probably the most important document for the course, the link to the study guide, which is probably the second most important document for the course, a suggested study schedule for those of you who like a bit of structure. But please feel free to be self-directed, and you don't need to follow that schedule. That just gives you some guidance. A letter for parents and early childhood staff. Because the assessment and a big part of this course is working with children and families and early childhood professionals, we've provided this letter so that you can give that to parents and to early childhood staff so that they know why you're doing what you're doing. There's a link here for distance students, so if you're a distance student, please make sure you visit this link regularly. In terms of communication, please check the announcements. I'll post important information and news there. Discussion forum. I've posted a couple of conversations there already, and it's really valuable if everybody can contribute, because as you share your ideas, you actually get a sense of what you're thinking and why you think about things the way that you do. There's a question and answer forum, so that if you've got particular questions, then here's a place where you can ask them and get them answered. And if you're a student and you've seen a question and you know the answer to it, then by all means reply. Staff aren't the only people who know things. You're very knowledgeable as well. There's also a student resource room, and that's a place for you if you find some great resources or a great website or something that you think other people would benefit from knowing about. Please go into the resource room and add it so that we can build up a shared resource repertoire. Here is a forum for distance students as well, so that if you've got things that you want to discuss as a distance student that are particular to studying in distance mode, then please use this space. Also, there'll be weekly Collaborate sessions for distance students, and I will post the links to join those sessions here, and you can find out more information about that in the distance student link in the information. Now, assessment is going to be on the minds of many of you, so there's a little quiz here. So once you've read through the course profile and had a little bit of a look, come back and see if you understand the assessment, and doing this little quiz will help you know what you understand and will give you some guidance. Here are the links to the 2 assessment tasks. So when you click on here, you will find a link to the criteria sheet, so please make sure you print those out straight away and have a look through and identify what the criteria is and what some of the grading descriptors look like, and that way you get a heads up on what to include in your learning journal straight away. There's also a document that outlines frequently asked questions about the assessment. I've also made a podcast which will talk you through the basics of the assessment, and then there's the information that you will find pretty much in the course profile. Down here, when it comes close to the due date, you'll be able to submit your assessment. Okay, so we use these breadcrumbs to get backwards and forwards, or you can be naughty and use the back button. There's a support link here. If you need an extension, click the assignment extension request. If you need help with your written work, then here's a link to the Student Support Centre. Now, this block here is very, very important. I've spent quite a lot of time gathering a lot of websites and gathering a lot of research and readings for you. So if you could see these web links and research links as something you visit every week as part of your reading and research and study each week for the course work that you're doing. So for instance, if we have a look at the curriculum approaches for 0 to 3, you'll see that I've gathered a whole lot of web links, and I've given a little bit of information where relevant to let you know what you'll find at that website and why it's useful. So in each of those web links in the block there, you'll find a whole lot of links and resources. So this is a great place if you don't know a lot about curriculum approaches for under 3s, or you don't know a lot about the legislation and quality standards for childcare and for early education and care, or you don't know any early childhood organisations. These sorts of website links are going to be really helpful for you. When you start the course, I would like you to begin with the introductory module, and of course it says start here. You'll find a link to the study guide each week. So when you open, you'll see a similar format. So we have the study guide link here, then we have some activities, and then in the remainder of the topics we have reading and research links. So if we have a look at the way I've set it up, there you have a book format, and to get from page to page you can click on each one of these, or you can also use the arrow buttons to get to the next the next page. Now there seem to be a lot of links here. Do you have to do everything? No, I don't believe that you do. But what I would like you to do is follow your interests and be guided by them. I think it's a helpful thing to read these things and go, oh, I really want to do that, and do that activity. Now I've put a little line here on the various tables of contents in each of the books, and that's to kind of say I'd really like you to try and do these ones. These ones underneath the line are probably optional or extension, or if you don't get to them, then that's okay. And that's really just a strategy so that those of you who tend to catastrophize or feel like getting overwhelmed, that you can go, okay, there's that line, I won't do those this week. But of course there's always the option to come back and do them another time. So let's go to the reading and research, and I want to really highlight the early childhood LibGuides as well. You'll also find them really helpful. So they have journal articles, they have information about how you find journals, evaluating journal articles, so there's a whole lot of really useful information there in the LibGuides. And I'm going to be naughty and click the back button. Oh, this is why you don't click the back button. Okay, I'm actually going to go back. The other thing I've done is try to open everything in new windows so that when you close a resource you don't actually lock yourself out of the Moodle site and have to go back in again. So this other link helps you find early childhood education resources, and the library staff have been wonderful. They've identified books that the library has, and some of these you can get online, more books, sample websites that are useful, teaching resources that you might find useful, and they're probably not as helpful with our 0 to 3 focus, but it's useful for you to be familiar with the early childhood LibGuides. Okay, so each topic has the study guide, some activities, and some reading and research links. We would really value your feedback. At the end of term, I've put some links here where you'll be able to complete a teaching evaluation, give us feedback about the Moodle site, and also complete your Have Your Say button. Now, whilst that's put at the final module, we really don't want you to leave it to the last minute. If you've got any feedback at all, we'd love to hear it. If there are links that you find that aren't working and you'd like them to work, then please let us know. And we value your opinion. We hope that this course is really meaningful and useful, and a lot of effort and time has been put into creating a Moodle site that supports your learning and motivates you. So enjoy.